Again, this is Carrie calling in from the Traverse City office. I'm going to go ahead and get the call kicked off, and then I will turn it over to Ann. As you can see on the screen, we do love referrals here, and we are going to talk today about outgoing referrals and intra-company referrals. But before we get started, I do just want to point out our awesomeness campaign is being simply awesome. I've truly enjoyed seeing all of the photos submitted. You can see some on the screen here. We have some very adorable puppies, kitties, and children in this company. And it's just been so much fun to see these and get these posted. We are trying to tag everyone on the photos when you submit them. Depending on some Facebook settings that you may have personally, we have been noticing we aren't able to tag everyone. So if you've submitted a photo, give us a day or two to get that input in, and then go ahead and tag yourself. Also, you'll want to share this album if you can. The more shares we get, the more people that will see it, and the more people that will be able to like your photo. So go ahead and share your photo, share the album, tag yourself, tag your family, whatever you can do to get these out there. As you can see, we have some truly awesome photos. Okay, well, Ann, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you so you can go ahead and take over.
Okay, great. Thanks, Carrie. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning. I want to introduce myself again. I'm Ann Lang. I'm the Outgoing Referral Coordinator for the entire Michigan region. And I want to explain the difference today between an outgoing referral and an intra-company referral, and where you can find the forms, and just a little bit about how the process works. So an outgoing referral, that's any referral that is placed in a region that Coldwell Banker Schmidt family of companies does not cover. For example, a Grand Rapids agent has a friend or a relative who wants to list or buy a home in Lansing or California or anywhere Coldwell Banker Schmidt does not conduct business, if you will. That would be considered an outgoing referral. And then on the screen you can see the outgoing referral form, and you can find that and it's a great tool. The reason we made it is because there are certain things that we need to, certain information we have to gather in order to place a good quality referral. The more information an agent provides, the better service their client or customer is going to get, and the best agent will be assigned to that customer. But you can find this form in the company storage folder in the online office, and this is also for Ohio, in the referrals folder. There's a relocation folder, and then there's a referrals folder. This would be in the referral, and it's the outgoing referral form. An intra-company referral, and I'll talk a little bit more about that process in a minute. An intra-company referral, and that form is also found in company storage in the referrals folder. That is a referral that is placed between two C.B. Schmidt family of company agents. So let's say, again, Traverse City agent has a client who wants to buy a home in an area where C.B. Hunter would cover that area or has a home to list. That would be considered intra-company. Those are placed agent to agent. Relocation doesn't get involved, and we don't keep track of those. But I can always assist. Anytime an agent isn't sure if we cover an area, say in Ohio or Florida, or even a northern agent isn't sure, who to call in the Grand Rapids region if they have a referral for our area down here, they can call me. I can help them find out who to call, and I usually direct them to the office manager, who would then recommend an agent in their office to place the referral with. And they would use the intra-company referral form for that. The agents, between the two of them, decide on the referral fee. The two agents sign the referral form, and then it just stays between the two of them, basically. So my only involvement in that would be to assist in making sure it goes to the right office. And I'm always happy to do that. The outgoing referral forms should be readily available in every office. Preferably, they would like them in every buying and listing packet. I know that maybe not every office makes packets, that's fine, but at least there should be a folder somewhere where these two forms should be readily available to the agents so that when they're ready to place a referral, they can find it and fill it out. And they, of course, like I said, they're also available in the online office storage. Once the form is filled out, once the agent fills out the outgoing referral form, they can email or fax it to me. And although I prefer email because I'm sure to get it that way, as we all know, when faxes come in, there's sometimes more hands at the fax machine than we would prefer, and things can get misplaced. But again, either way is fine, faxing or emailing. And then what I do from there, once I see that I have all the pertinent information to place the referral, if it's a listing, I have to have the listing address of the property. That's always very important because then they know at the other end which is the best agent to place it with. Once they fill out the form, they get it to me. I then will place it with one of our network brokers. And once it's assigned, and that's usually within 24 hours, I will place it in eRelo, which is where we keep track of all of our incoming and outgoing referrals. And then I will send a copy of the referral to the agent so they know who was assigned. And I will forward the updates to the agent as I receive them. And I always encourage the referring agent, meaning our agent that placed the referral, to keep in touch with the agent assigned, because that we have a better chance of converting it if the two agents are communicating on a regular basis. The other thing I like for everybody to keep in mind, in case an agent asks you a question, is not all of our network brokers are Coldwell Bankers. There's a multitude, but the most likely is going to be a C21, ERA, Sotheby's, Better Homes and Gardens. Those are, some of the other brokers that are in our network. Okay, so the likelihood of it going to a Coldwell Banker isn't always 100%. And there are some markets that I have found over the 7 years of doing the outgoing referrals that the Coldwell Banker company may not be the best fit. The C21 might be a stronger broker. So I'm going to try to place it with whichever broker is going to best service our referral, because obviously we want the referral to close. So, and then once all that's in place, I will then, my weekly email that I'm sure you're all reading with just rapt attention every week. I send out a weekly email with the outgoing referrals that have been placed for that week. And in that, you may notice that I list all the referrals from all the regions, from Ohio, Michigan, and Florida are on that list. And that goes out once a week just to recognize, thank you, Carrie, for bringing that up. This was the one from last week. And I always include a link for the outgoing referral form. So anyway, and I just keep it pretty simple. It's nothing fancy. And let me see. Really, that's about it. I do want to say, I know we have Ohio agents Ohio admins on the call this morning. The outgoing referral coordinator for the Ohio region is Alyssa Kuzak. I hope I'm saying her name right. And she's in the relocation department there. So when I send the weekly update to the Ohio region, the link, first of all, it looks like it comes from Alyssa. And the link in there for the outgoing referral form is the Ohio outgoing referral form. And then the same for Florida. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I didn't want to get too detailed or make it too complicated this morning. But that's basically how the process works. And for anybody that doesn't know, I physically am in the East Grand Rapids office. I'm not in the relocation department with Kim, although we work together very closely. So anyway, that's really all I have. That was pretty short and sweet. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you,
Maybe you'll have
Anne.
to let me know.
Yep, I'm monitoring the questions now, so if anybody has one, go ahead and type one in. I do have Alyssa's information on the screen for those of you in Ohio. It is Alyssa Kuzak, and you can reach her at the 440-899-2544 number or send her an email. I do want to say thank you, Anne. I think you did a great job. And just to explain quickly how the network brokers work. So Coldwell Banker is actually owned by Realogy, which is our umbrella company, who also owns Century 21, ERA, Sotheby's, and they also have Cardis, which is the company that is the relocation company. So that's why what they mean a network broker, it could be any of those brands. And once in a while, an independent gets in there as well if there is a market where a Realogy brand doesn't have a strong foothold. So that's how that works with Cardis. So Cardis and Realogy,
Right.
yep, same company. So we did have a question come in, so let me go ahead and read it to you. Sarah asked, if the agent that receives the referral does not contact the client right away, is there ever a time that we would offer the referral to another agent?
Yes, and that's the other thing I encourage is that's why it's so important for our agent that is sending the referral out to keep in touch with not only the assigned agent on the other end but the customer. If there's ever an indication that there's a problem or a miscommunication, whatever it may be, it's so important to get a hold of me because I can either ask the referral coordinator at the other end to reassign it, or to look into what the problem is. Most often, it's a simple miscommunication problem, and those can be fixed fairly easily. Or we just read it, or if it's just an awful experience altogether and you want another broker, we can assign it to another company. That's never a problem.
The total is
and
$268.
at times, if we have to go outside the network, we can do that too. So that's not a problem. Our main goal is to make sure that the customer's needs are met. And
I think so. Sarah, if you need any other information, let us know. Made sense to me though, so appreciate that. Angie says that you did a great job. She said it was very informative.
And I think that's it.
And I don't see any other questions coming in, so we will go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys do think of a question that comes across your desks after the fact, you can see Anne's information here on the screen, ann.lang@cbgreatlakes.com.